Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, B Fong. Thinking right out here in the lab, in the book. I'm rolling. So let's get this party started because I'm excited to do what I do for you. I know my time is limited, so I got to make good use of it. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I greatly appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's handle our business. Right thinking mission. And that's what I'm on. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka to know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? Let's get that together. And I'm going to ask you that question. The question is, do you know you? You will when I'm through, so you'll have the answer. I got you. Let's go. It's rhetorical. And if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. Know thyself. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not, simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my yacht, be true. I just gave a nice long lesson about the religion, philosophy, mythology and philosophy here over Egypt. Now I'm going to give you the conclusion to about the whole concept of religion. How about that? Break it down for you. Oh, this is going to be fun. If you are a student, right thinker, you're going to love this. If you are a believer, you might not like it. Why? Because it's going to be the truth. Y'all have a problem with the truth. Believers need to open their minds. They're going to tell you that before I get started. Disclosure. This is for educational purposes only. Let's go. Conclusion. When comparing ancient mythologies and philosophies, it is necessary, pay attention, to approach them all with what? With an open mind. Objectively, not subjectively. It don't have to match your thought process. No. You come here objective to learn. And the idea that no matter how discordant or flamboyant they may appear to be, there is a basis of truth which underlies them all. Regardless of what you think and feel about them, there is that one thread of truth. They're trying to get you to God. I know that. I understand that. Their tactics, their ways of doing it, I don't agree with them, so I don't have to follow. But I understand. That's all. In all my studies of religions and philosophies, I found out it may be necessary to really discount. What you mean discount? No, you discount the local variations of mythological stories. Every area got their own little stuff. So that don't hold true for nothing but them. So their mythological stories, you got to put them, grain of salt, as to speak, in order to get the view and the understanding of what? The commonality of all their themes. Check them all out. I went through all of them. You see the common theme there? That's what you do. Don't worry about what, no, I could care less. The common thing, what you want to search for when you're doing that, all right? Commonality. Likewise, when analyzing the writings by those, watch this, here we go, who claim to have had mystical experiences. I keep trying to make that point to you. You will know if you made a connection to God or not. You ain't got to impress me or prove it to me. I ain't the one you got the answer to. But when you have it, those who had it, we understand each other. That's the difference. And what's this? So you got to be careful for those who claim, those who say, don't know. Those who know, don't say. And it is necessary to really discount all the inconsistencies and the aberrations in which many may be due to what their particular mental state of mind, being unenlightened. When I got my enlightenment, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like firecrackers was going on. I said, what the hell? I ain't on what the hell going on? Okay, so I know it can be a shock to the system. But that's only if you're living right. If you ain't living right, that won't happen to you. You got to worry about that. You ain't got to think twice about having that problem if you doing dumb stuff, okay? But if you're unenlightened and it just happened to happen at that time, once your local and your regional storytellers, variation, mythological stories, and hallucinatory, delusional descriptions of their mystical experience, everybody got this big whoop to do about them. I tell you, near-death experience. Stop going to the light. Why? The trap door. It's back here. Okay? Go to the dark. That's where you come from. Okay? You want to go back home? Go to the dark. You didn't come from the light. You came from the dark. Another tidbit. Just want to throw it in there when I'm thinking about it. That's what I'm saying. My mind all over the place. Some stuff just pop in. That just came out of nowhere. Like that Tourette. So, all right, here we go. When you get all that out the way, okay, and so-called descriptions of their mystical experience, that everybody got a story, and once you strip away from the religious and the philosophical traditions, it's now possible to gain insight into the underlying unity of religious thoughts, wherein the major themes have survived to the present day. The concepts of my yacht still relevant, and with me, I don't know who else practices, but that's mine. I live that to this day. So what they're saying holds true. If what you're doing is good, it shouldn't have to change. If the Old Testament was good, why do they need a new one? Just throw it out again, another concept. Watch this. This includes what? These is concepts for mystical experienced people. You find these things out for yourself, okay? This is enlightenment. The human being is more than what meets the eye. Beyond the body, there is an eternal soul which aspires to what? Achieve greater heights than what ordinary life suggests. If you just going through life pleasing yourself, going to get a good job, making good money, you having fun, you're going to die and you're going to be reincarnated. Why? What'd you do not to be reincarnated? You didn't know yourself, did you? I thought it was just come here and live and I die. Yeah, see? No mystical experience. Understand this, and everybody says the same thing. The soul is immortal. Quick breakdown. See if this makes sense. If God is immortal, the soul is from God. Don't that make man immortal? The man inside the physical body, which is the soul, yes. Yes. But if it don't get what conscious of who it is, it's just a soul. Moving on. And it will be eternal, just getting through life, just having people go and, eternity don't have time. Man and humans do. God don't work on the time. He need time for it. He don't wear no watch. He don't no alarm clock. Okay? Conceptually. Now, number 3. There is one God, which expresses in many ways. We know that I was one, I became 3. Now I'm a multitude. Okay, move past that. But the soul, which is inside the physical body, seeks what? Closeness, what? To its divinity. It wants to be back to where it's come from. The water wants to go back to what? To the ocean. Moving on. That's the concept. The spirit wants to go back to its other part. It's just a part of, it's one individual part. That one part wants to go back. That one grain of sand need to get back to the desert. That one speck of water need to get back to the ocean. Conceptually. Hope you get the concept. I don't want to get too excited, but it's all conceptual. You need to be able to understand. I'm trying to give you something that you can understand and work with for yourself. The mystical experience for Christians is after the myth, after the ritual. When you live in it, you hit that mystical experience, and I know just who in my church who have it and who don't. I don't perpetrate, and that's okay, but I see through that. I don't expose him. No, I would never do that. But I know who is who, and he do too. So understand that. Mystical experience, this is what happens. It requires you, the seeker, to cultivate a certain state of mind to become conscious. Consciousness, all consciousness is God. All spirit is God. God gives man spirit, the gift. He also gives him consciousness that he can become what? Himself, to know himself and become one with God. That's the consciousness, the heart spelled C-O-N-S-C-I-E-N-C. The conscious that man have, human conscious is C-O-N-S-C-I-O-U-S-N-E-S-S. Understand the difference. And that leads to what? To the awareness, the awakening of that which what lies beyond the realm of ordinary senses. I tell you, I don't need you from the neck down. Why? I don't need the body. The body ain't going nowhere. When you go to sleep, you ain't in the body. Consciousness, okay? It wants to go back to its all conscious, which is God again. Moving on. Hope you understand this. I'm having fun. To me, this is fun. All right. Mystical experience requires the seeker to what? Develop or live a practice, a lifestyle that is based on righteousness, virtue, and both mental and physical health. I go to the gym. I meditate. I pray. I study. Those are all the things that take care of me. What you do is on you. And if you had that mystical experience, you would be doing just that too. You. Mystical experience leads to an expanded state of consciousness and awareness of what? Reality. You see things for what they are. When you get like my man Dick Gregory said, when the universe picks you, you put the magic glasses on and you can't take them off. That's waking up. That's becoming conscious and aware of what? Reality. Moving on. Mystical experience is a necessary part of existence and evolution of what? One's soul. If you don't have that mystic experience, the soul can't go nowhere but reincarnate. The mystic experience is need to go that way, not that way. Okay? Now, number 8, this is the last one. When the soul is deprived of its mystical aspiration because of its ignorance. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, when the soul is deprived of having that mystical experience because its aspirations to have that due to what? Your own ignorance. Your mental activities, which is the primary method of what? Self-expression of one's soul, may become unstable. What you mean? You suffer from mental illness. I'm Elmer J. Fudd. I own a mansion in the yacht. You done slipped away from reality. All you know is what goes on in your mind. Like when Neil deGrasse and Terrence Howard was having a conversation, and Terrence Howard said, I knew myself. I was in my mother's womb. Neil deGrasse just bust out laughing. You know what? He said, oh, my bad, continue on. You can think and believe what you want. That's your privilege. That's your right. God do it all the time, but can you manifest it? That's what science is for. You got to have science. Excuse me. But mental illness is not realizing stuff that's there or other mental aberrations. You may be the result of what? Depression. If you can't get yourself out of that negative state of mind, you're going to go down. You're going to be depressed. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. And what happened? Wars, crime starts, etc. It leads to bad things. That's the bottom line. And the sages realized that the coming world age necessitated the what? The dissemination of our ancient mystical wisdom in a form which now the masses of people could more easily have access to and understand. Well, they built temples for education, to go, to have refuge, get lessons, all the things that the supposed to be churches offer. Okay, that's what they started, the sages, and they became priests and priestesses. But thus the hieroglyphic writings, the oral traditions, the teachings kept in the memory of the sages and the initiates Everything was word of mouth back then. They didn't write nothing down. Okay. But it gave way to writing. There you go. Versions of the same teachings. Now, we passing something down verbal. And the person gonna write it down. You might say it one way, I might say it another way. But these writings, the versions, constituted an intellectual expression of the mystical wisdom and the mystical spirits, being preparing you for it, getting you ready for it. So a lot of people not, and they don't handle it well, okay? Which already exists. The knowledge has already been around. In what? In both oral history, as carried on by the Egyptian sages, and also in the Egyptian hieroglyphic forms we call metroneta. But that's how you keep knowledge going. It's there for eternity. It's not going nowhere. They burnt all the other stuff up. That's why they put it in stone. Oh, why they writing in stone? You can burn paper. 3 little pigs. Remember that story? Moving on, I ain't got time. But now we getting down right to wrap this lesson up. I got another one coming behind it. I can put them together, but no, this is enough. And I can come up with another one. This is good right here. I like this. In conclusion, break it down. I'm about to wrap it up. The development of what they know as the heretic writings out of Egypt, the cuneiform, which came out of Sumerian and Babylonian in the Middle East, and they called Sanskrit, which came out of India, were among the first in a series of what? New writing systems. They brought writing into civilization, which espoused what? The same philosophy. They just wrote it down. That had existed where? In Egypt for what? Many thousands of years. Not many years. Many thousands of years. We only been here, okay, a few thousand years. We talking about many thousands. Moving on. And they had schools, what they call schools of mystical philosophy. And they grew up all around such names as, you ready? These are great philosophers who came to our education system. Socrates, Pythagoras, Plato. In Europe, they started Zoroastrianism. And in Persia, they got Moses and they used Jesus in the Middle East. Buddha and Patanjali in India. Lao Tzu in China. All of these are leaders from their cultures. The writings of the Greeks acknowledge, I cringe every time I talk about them. The fact that right here now, this just came out. I spent 10 years learning Greek mythology. They never spoke about Egypt. Here he says the Greek acknowledged the fact that they studied mystical philosophy in Egypt. No, they didn't. Sorry, I love you, Muata, but no, I got to disagree with that. Why? Because I studied with them. They never said nothing about us. And, Egypt. From the current analysis, Kemet, y'all call it Egypt, Kemet philosophy appears, what's this? Informed and the basis of Christianity, Hinduism, Vedanta, Sufism, Buddhism, Taoism, Judaism, Kabbalah, all the similarities of the tenets of all other systems, they all suggest the one common origin. Yeah, they are but aspects of the same philosophy that we know as oneness, and it comes out of Kemet. That's what I just gave you. That's it. Everything come out of here. In the philosophy we practice with this. Look at Kemet. All the arrows point to everywhere. They followed our philosophy because that was just that, a philosophy, not a belief system. And that's the lesson, because I'm going to come back with another good one. Ooh-wee, I'm having fun. I'll be right back. Right thinkers, hope you're enjoying this. I am. May you all live to be 100. Me 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers passed away. I'll be right back.